What's another thing you've heard that customers care about? Speed. Okay. Is it this? Well, here's some options. You take a look and let's see if we can find the one that we think they want.
Schedule.
Well, now wait. Now you got to look at them all because I haven't shown them all to you. We're not done. Okay, now, is it possible we might have some confusion about what they meant? What do you think? All right, what is timeliness? What kind of expectation is it? Performance or perception? It's perception, isn't it? Okay, let's take that one for a moment and let's see if we could translate it into something that's performance. In fact, I'm going to give you a name of a company that's done this. FedEx. FedEx has taken timeliness and they've defined it. And they've defined it not just one way, but several ways. And then they've attached dollars to it. Now, I'll tell you, one thing that I've noticed, whether you're in a bank or not, is that when you attach dollars to a measure, all of a sudden you get people's attention. Funny how this works. So, how do they define timeliness?
Overnight.
Overnight. Okay. Could we all agree what overnight means?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. If today is the 13th, that would make overnight what date?
14th.
The 14th. Look at this. This is very simple. We can do this. Excellent job. Nice job. Okay. And it's Darren. Okay, great. So, in your experience, which of the two? Let's suppose tomorrow you go back to work and you introduce your colleagues to your newfound wisdom and you say, you know what we're going to do? We got a brand new customer satisfaction program we're going to initiate. We're going to go to all our customers and we're going to tell them they can have anything they want, but they got to pick, is it going to be a performance expectation we meet or a perception expectation? They can have either one and we'll do it totally, 100%, but they get to only have one or the other. Now, and you went to your customers and asked them, which would they pick? You all agree?
They would pick performance, but they need perception.
Don't you hate that about customers? They tell you one thing and they mean some other damn thing. So what do you do about this? What is it that they would actually pick? Based on what you just said, what do they really want? Perception. That is really the deal, isn't it? Boy, that's aggravating, isn't it? Thank you, when they do that. That's a perfect button for that. Okay, we'll talk about what that means. Okay, so the deal is that's what they tend to value. And here's an example of this. The lady in the back. What is your name? Carolyn. So Carolyn, you have a nice yellowish greenish top on. And if you were wanting it to feel kind of silky, is that the kind of thing you might want when you're looking for a blouse or something, some apparel? Okay. Is silky performance or perception? Perception. Might you look at threads per square inch to determine whether or not?
In a blouse? No.
How about in a sheet? The reason you don't look in a blouse is what? It's not on the label. They don't tell you that. But they tell you on the sheet. And why do they do that? Because they're trying to manage your perception. It's going to be silky. Because the package is all closed up and you don't get to touch it. So you look at the bag and it says, oh, look at this. 800 threads per square inch. It must be silky. This is good. And it's Egyptian cotton.
And it's okay if we have to pay that much for it.
Yes, there's a price tag with there, isn't it? Yes, that's exactly right. So the deal is, that would be the proof that what they want is perception. And what we do is we talk with them in terms of performance generally. But let's talk about what we measure. Which of the two here do you think we measure the best? Performance. And then that would leave perception second, right? Now, how does this look in terms of alignment?
Exactly opposite.
Exactly. Other than the fact it's opposite, it looks good. We're working on the same things. That would be the good part, you know. The bad part is, well, we're not really working on the same priorities.
I think you're being generous. I think what we measure best is the relevancies, and then performance, and then perception.
Sean, we have, yes, Now, Sean sounds like he's a jaded customer. If I didn't know better, that's what I would say. It sounds like to me you are a very, very experienced customer. Okay. Yes, stick with me on this. We're going to, yes, the idea, in fact, it's an interesting thing because as a customer, we have 20/20 vision. The problem is, the moment we are on the other side of things, we have instant amnesia. So what we're going to try to do in this couple hours is we're trying to give you the anti-amnesia pill that works. You got to take it on a regular basis, though. That's the problem. Okay? Now, let me give you an illustration right out of the press. I can't make this stuff up, so I'll let you just see it for yourself. Just read it for yourself. Okay, does performance and perception, knowing the difference, does that count?
Yep.
Sure does.
Value in it, apparently.
There's apparently some value, like 30,000 jobs, that would be one. There's a few other little things there, like dollars. This is billions we're talking. There was no typo in that. It's billions. Okay, just so we're clear about this, here is the competitor that won. This is the Boeing one. Okay. Now, sure, happy would be a perception, wouldn't it? Okay. Now, the interesting thing is, if you talk with anybody here from Boeing that you care to admit? No. Okay.
Not anymore.
No, not anymore. If you talk with folks at Boeing about this, which I have done, they will tell you all the reasons why this was not fair. Like, for example, in the request for proposal that's initially issued, nowhere in there is good looking. You know, now it's like, now of course, the Joint Chiefs would say, do we have to spell it all out for you? Think about who's going to drive this. Yeah, the guys that drive this, think Top Gun. You know, do they care about their appearance? These are the guys with the fancy buckle, the exotic boots with endangered species skins. Yes, they care about their looks. If we only had observed them, we would understand that they would want something that looks good. In fact, do these folks actually customize their craft? They do. They call them women's names typically because they love them so much. That's how it works. Now let's go back to our three expectations. Performance, perception, and outcome. Outcomes would be the results customers want to achieve when they come to us. This is the ultimate purpose they have in mind when they come to us. Now, given the three definitions, performance, perception, outcome, if you only offered them one, that is customers, which would they pick? Outcome. Whoa. So we just shifted. All right, that automatically that bumps perception and that bumps performance then. Okay, now let's move this to the measurement part then. Which of the three do we measure the best? Well, it's still performance. We're going to stick with performance. And then, of course, we do surveys, so we know darn well that we have perception covered, but we may not have outcome at all. Is that true?
That's possible.
That's possible. This is awfully scary, isn't it? Because now we have 3 data points. You know what that means. We got a pattern. Why should we care? Here are some reasons that we should care.